Hello and welcome to my channel, or I can say welcome back officially because I have one other video besides this one. So bear with me while I get my camera and microphone, all my settings, just everything in order, since on my other channel I didn't appear on screen. It was just my hands doing macrame tutorials. So with having to speak, I'm not sure exactly what settings I need to be using or if I need to get a better microphone. So I have a dilemma right now because my microphone on my phone is a little bit better, but my camera on my laptop is a little better. So I'm still getting everything worked out, but thank you so much for being here and for your patience while I get everything together. Today, I thought it would be fun to talk about some of my goals for 2025, particularly financially, but just goals in general. So I have everything typed out here. If you don't have Google Tasks, what are you doing? Because it is amazing. I absolutely love Google Tasks. You can make your task list, mark it off. I do lists for everything, shopping lists, video ideas, just literally everything. It's amazing. I guess we'll start with financial goals. The first goal I have is about my debt. So unfortunately, I do have student loan debt. I have about $35,000, which I paid down. I paid about $10,000 over the past year, which I think is just so amazing because I didn't think I would be able to pay off any of my student debt. I thought I would just have it forever. But I really made it a priority last year, and paying down almost a quarter of it, I am just so excited about having a lower debt amount right now. The good news is that that is my only debt. I don't have credit card debt. I don't have a car payment, a mortgage. I don't have any other debt. It's only the student loan debt. My goal this year, I have my student loan divided into 3 loans. I believe one is $25,000 and then the other 2 are split. I'll have to look at the exact amounts again. Maybe I should have done that before I made the goal. But I know my goal is to pay off the lowest one, which is $6,500. I know that there are different methods for paying off debt. The snowball method, just a lot of different methods out there. So what I did when I paid off, I used to have 5 loans. So when I started, I went for the one that had the highest interest rate, which also happened to be one of the lowest amounts. So that made it really easy to pay that one off. So that one was only about $4.5 grand. So that was my first one that I did last year. So this one is one of the higher interest amounts, and luckily it's the next lowest one. It's gonna be $6,500 that I'll be putting towards that. I'd also like to have a total of $6,000 in savings. Right now, I have just under $3,000, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue to get to $6,000. So I was kind of torn on how to divide up my money as far as what I want to save, invest, pay off, all of that. But I'm making the student loan a goal, my main goal, just because the interest on that is higher than the interest I would get for my savings account. But I do want to have a nice emergency fund with some living expenses saved up in there, so I can at least have like a good 2 to 3 month buffer. I also do have personal investments where I could pull that out pretty easily also. So I do have a personal investment goal as well. I would like to get to $7,000 total in personal investments. Between the savings amount and the personal investments that would be easy to liquidate, I would have a really solid safety net there. And then the amount, the rest of it going to the student loan debt. That's really my financial goals for this year. I actually think I can get them. I almost wonder if I made the goals a little small, but we can reevaluate. The thing that makes it difficult is that my bonus from my job I will get next month, and then my tax return. So those are going to be a couple of big like lump sums of money that I'm going to get, and I'm not sure the exact amounts. I can estimate for my bonus that would be 2 weeks of pay. That would make sense. But my tax return, I never know. Like, tax returns are so annoying. I just have no idea what I'm gonna get. It's kind of hard to factor that in. And I always take my car insurance out of my tax return anyway, so that lowers it. So I don't want to make my goals too big and count on that money in case I don't get as much as I would like or as much as I'm expecting. All right, so next thing has to do with buying. So as far as my as spending, buying and spending related goals, I am a big Amazon shopper. I know it's awful, but it's so convenient. And I've gotten so good about only ordering essentials, so things that I would be driving to the grocery store for anyway. So I'm not buying a bunch of just random gadgets and cheap toys and stuff like that. I'm buying like paper towels and supplements and sometimes food in bulk and things like that. But I don't like buying a bunch of random things through the week, so I end up with like just these random deliveries every day, and it just gets so annoying dealing with all these packages. So I'm making a goal to only order from Amazon on Thursdays. So that way the packages should be getting here over the weekend, so they won't be sitting outside while I'm at work. So that'll make it a lot easier to just order one day a week. And then that makes it easier too, because I can add things to my cart throughout the week. And then once it gets to Thursday, I can kind of reevaluate, like, do I really need this? Like, do I really need an extra pound of quinoa? Do I really need, like, I don't know, whatever random thing I happen to throw on there? So, and then see, maybe I can wait until the next week. So waiting until Thursdays, ordering once a week from Amazon seems like a pretty solid idea. It's a little tough sometimes because sometimes one of the reasons I have Prime is the 2-day shipping. There might be something that I really need within a couple days. It sucks because I totally see myself breaking that rule, but I'm really going to try and do only on Thursdays. Another thing, no new clothes unless something falls apart. I spent a lot of money on clothes over the past year and a half because, like I said in my previous video, I was going from being a stay-at-home mom to a working mom, where I was just wearing loungewear all the time because I hardly did anything. Now I have a job outside the house, so I need clothes to wear that aren't just leggings. I spent a decent amount of money. I got some pretty solid quality clothes. The things that I've been buying are really holding up nicely, which is great. I shouldn't need to buy new clothes. I have a nice summer, like warm weather and cold weather wardrobe for work. And I actually will probably make a video on that because I do a capsule wardrobe for work and it's just made things so much easier. I have a really nice system with my clothes for work that makes life just so easy. I do not have to think about it. I just grab something, lay it out at the beginning of the week, grab something and go. It's so easy. So yeah, no new clothes unless something is falling apart, breaking, or if I actually really need it for some reason. But I think I have all my needs taken care of right now, so I should be good. Another category that I spent a lot on this year that I really want to hold back on next year is new electronics. This year I had to replace my phone. I got a Kindle because I love to read. I got a new TV, which, to be fair, the TV was cheap and it was a gift card that I got from work. So the TV I kind of almost don't count it just because I spent money that I wasn't expecting anyway, and it was a gift card. And I bought my Garmin watch, which I am absolutely in love with. So is that it? Man, I kind of went a little overboard on the electronics and the home goods, but because we moved. So electronics is a big one that I don't want to be spending money on, unless obviously the exceptions would be if something breaks, because I need a phone. You just need a phone. So I do buy refurbished though. I would be getting a cheaper phone and a pre-owned one. I do have plans in case that happens, but as far as like a want, like I really, really want the new Kindle Color Soft, but it's been having so many issues with like the yellow screen anyway. I wouldn't buy it right now even if I could, but if they fix that, it's gonna be so tempting. But I only just bought a Kindle this year and I don't even really read like comics and stuff on there. I tend to get a lot of manga from the library. Our library is great with that kind of stuff. So I just really don't need it. Electronics is one that I'm really, really trying not to buy new electronics. We'll come back to that later in the year and see how I'm doing with that, but I'm really gonna try my best. The next thing is so random, and this definitely won't apply to everyone. If you happen to knit or crochet, or I guess do any craft really, you know how easy it is to get sucked into buying craft supplies, and especially yarn. Us fiber artists love yarn. It is so hard to resist buying yarn. I've seen so many times that knitting or crocheting and buying yarn are two separate hobbies, which I agree with. I was really good for a while there about buying yarn only for projects I was doing. But what happened was I still was buying yarn for specific projects. I don't just buy random yarn. I make sure it's for a specific project. But the problem is, since I work so much, I have so little time to do crafts that the projects I have lined up, it would take me easily the next like year, if not longer, to get through all the projects, assuming my schedule is the same as it is now. So I am not allowed to buy new yarn. I have to use up my entire stash before I'm able to buy new yarn. There's a slight exception though, because one of my coworkers got me a Michael's gift card. I think I'm going to use that if I happen to work on a project and run out of yarn. That might be my little get out of jail free card to buy some extra yarn to finish a project. So I think that's gonna be my exception, is that I can't buy yarn except with that gift card. I don't know if that's cheating. I feel like I'm cheating on some of these. Let me know. Am I being ridiculous? I probably am. But I don't really have any other plans for how to use that gift card anyway. So maybe I'll just hang on to it and reward myself at the end of the year. That might be a good thing, assuming I don't lose it. The last thing I have on here is just to declutter. We just moved back in May. So it's been what, like seven months. So I did a fair amount of decluttering when we moved, but one of the problems is trying to transition from my old life, being a stay-at-home mom, doing all my hobbies, doing my Etsy shop from home. I still have a lot of Etsy supplies. Transitioning from that to being a working mom who isn't home very much, doesn't have as much time for hobbies and extra things like that. I'm really just trying to fit my house or my apartment rather, to what my current situation is. I wrote my goal to get rid of 1/4 of my stuff. That sounds like a lot, because I don't know that I necessarily have that much. Thinking about some of the stuff I have in storage, like I have storage under my bed, a closet, some just random storage thrown around. So I would like to go through some of the storage and see what I can get rid of. I don't really know how to decide when I'm at 1/4 of my stuff, so I just put that as the goal. But I at least want to do a 30-day declutter challenge. Most people do it where you get rid of 1 thing on day 1, 2 things on day 2, 3 things on day 3, and so on until you get to 30 days. But where I have more motivation now, I would really like to start at 30 and go backwards. So today I would get rid of 30 things, tomorrow 29, then 28, 27, and so on. Just because I already have the motivation right now, so I really want to work with that. So you may see a video for that, assuming I get started. So yeah, if you would like to join me on a declutter journey, that would be awesome. So I am really excited to be putting these videos out and to have you keep me accountable. Tell me if I'm being ridiculous. If any comment you happen to have, if you're going through your own journey, let me know. I would love to get to know you guys better, because I am such a small channel right now. I'm able to respond to comments and see what you guys say. So just let me know your feelings, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.